Hello everybody, Dev here of the Rogue Deck Chronicles, and today I want to show off a fun baby Bloodmoon Ursaluna build that uses a different baby Pokemon and it's super aggressive that will force your opponent to set up or they will lose. So first, let's talk about the Bloodmoon Ursaluna. It has the Battle Hardened ability. When you place Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may attach up to 2 basic fighting energy from your hand to this Pokemon. And then for Fighting Carless, the attack of Mad Bite does 100 damage and does 30 more for every damage counter already on your opponent's active. So this is definitely a finisher card. You don't want to set up damage with Bloodmoon Ursaluna because 9 times out of 10 it's not going to have another turn to do that cleanup damage. So how are we setting up the damage for baby Bloodmoon? Well, first we're using Tyrogue. We're using another baby Pokemon with free retreat and a free attack. Pow Pow Punching. It has 10 base damage, and you flip a coin until you get tails. For every heads, you get to do 30 more damage. So Tyrogue flipping 1 heads sets up Bloodmoon Ursaluna for pretty much KOs on everything except for the super high HP EXs and Megas. 2 heads definitely does clean that up for us. So that's one way we set up our damage, and the other one actually is using the Solrock Lunatone engine with Cosmic Beam. 70 damage, single energy, really good turn 1 attack once we get the engine set up. Not affected by weakness or resistance, but 70 damage is enough to KO basic evolution Pokemon. We're talking about the Torchics, we're talking about the Froakies. Not quite Duskull because of resistance, or this doesn't affect by resistance, so Duskulls as well to prevent the Ghost Engine. So it's those type of cut plays that we're doing. Now, in terms of supporting the damage and kind of just how do we make those damage modifiers higher, we're a fighting deck. We're running 4 Premium Power Pros. It does 30 damage regardless of what else we do, so Tyrogue doesn't even have to flip a coin anymore to do 40 damage. Brave Bangle, another 30 damage on EX. Again, Tyrogue is your poke, it is your setup attacker. So you don't really have to worry about doing a lot of damage, but if you do enough, you can make Bloodmoon that more effective. And then for the Pokemon Search, we're running 3 Poké Pads. We are not running any EX in this deck, so Poké Pad will get us anything we want. And we're running 2 Ultra Ball, just to discard items, just to get a Pokemon. We do want some resources in the discard pile because we do run 3 Night Stretchers. We do run 2 Energy Retrievals, so putting energy or Pokemon into the discard to get them back out is a really good way to kind of just accelerate our board state just a little bit more. And in terms of the supporter line, because we are running the Lunatone Solrock Draw engine, it's a very unique, but it also makes sense for this type of deck. So we are running 4 Lillies. Every deck should run the 4 Lillie. That should be automatic in every deck list. We are running 2 Carmine, just in case we do go first. We at least have a draw option going first. And then we're running 3 Boss. So with us being a single prize deck, us being more of a setup damage type of deck, the Boss will help us kind of pick our targets when we want to. That way we have everything we need, so when we do get everything together, we're good to go. In terms of our stadiums, we are running 2 Battle Cage. We are very vulnerable to having damage counters put onto our board with the low HP Tyrogues. So we want to have Battle Cage to protect us from the Monkey Dories, from the Dust Noirs, the Dusclops. So just having that in play helps protect our bench just a little bit. It isn't the perfect bench protection, but it's good enough. And then pairing that up with our Shaymin for direct damage onto our board protection, that does what we kind of need. It does enough. It doesn't protect against the Dragapults, unfortunately, but it protects against enough other meta options for it is a really good combination to have it played at a given time. Now, our ace spec for this deck is Survival Brace. This makes perfect sense. We're low HP. We want to kind of just take a hit. We want to kind of just steal another turn, per se. And if this Pokemon is attached to is at full HP and it's knocked out by an attack, the HP becomes 10 and then we discard the tool. So if we're at full HP with a Tyrogue is only 30, they can't, unless they're poking us somehow, a Tyrogue will survive. Bloodmoon Ursaluna, if they're doing more than 150, or Bloodmoon Ursaluna will survive a turn. So it's a really good A-spec for a low HP deck to steal more turns and to steal more prizes. If they have to attack us twice for a single prize, that is ideal for us. And then last, we're doing 10 basic fighting energy to wrap up the deck list. It's a really fun little accelerator kind of deck. 10 is perfect. You never really feel like you're out of energy just because we're only running 2 Blood Moons, so that's only 6 energy really tied up to those attackers, and everything else is either 1 or 0 energy. So it is a really good kind of wrap up the list. As always, this list will be in the description of the video, but I have some really fun matches for you. I have 2 really good matchups, and then one that just kind of shows the limitations of this deck in the current metagame that we're talking about. And we're talking about with a 50% Dragapult share metagame. So with that being said, step back, relax, and enjoy the matches. Alrighty. So we are going second with a Lunatone lead, which is arguably the worst lead we can have. But we'll see how our opponent sets up. A Meowth. Okay. So we have a Fighting Gong. We have no energy though. But we have Bengal and double Premium Power. So a Tyrogue is very much in play here for an ultra aggressive turn 1. So that's 60 plus 10 is 70 times 2 is 140. So we will only have, and then the Bangle. So that would one shot a Meowth real quick. Oh, but then we just drew the energy. I think we go after the Tyrogue. I think it's worth the risk here. To do this. Put that there. And we flipped the extra heads. So we didn't really need everything. I think I may have had, I think I burned that Premium Power and I didn't have to, but that's fine. But we got the Poké Pad, so we can grab a Solrock next turn. And go from there. So does our opponent with that ultra aggressive turn 1 there, which is why I love the Tyrogue. The Tyrogue can really punish slower starts with just pure aggression with no energy attachment to it. So our opponent's going to dig a lot here. They're going to get the flip the script. They already got the Lillie for 8. Yeah, see, they just, we are hoping to take advantage of the turn, and they completely just flipped it on its head there. Now, will they go into the Bidoo is the question. I don't see them burning the energy in that Treepy. I really don't. But they are. I'm wrong. Okay. So we can't Poké Pad, which is fine. They're just trying to, they're going to assume that we don't get one-shots. Which is a very good, safe assumption, I will say that. Alright, we can't really do anything, so we'll grab another, put another Tyrogue down at a 60. And let's hope for 1 heads. Alright, we got 2 there. So the Bidoo is dead. We're racing up the 3 prizes fairly quickly. We have a boss now. So they're gonna put up the Monkey Dory, which makes me feel like they don't have a Dracloak. If they're planning on doing that. Now, we could boss the Pheasantipity But we need some Premium Power Pros to do that before it becomes a real concern. Oh, let's see. Let's see how they kind of set the board since we do have the boss in hand. Maybe we try to put extra pressure on one of the Draclocks here. But I think with the way their hand is, we just have to assume they have a Dragapult next turn. A Dust Noir. Are they gonna Oh! Okay. Battle Cage for the win there. So now we could actually Poké Pad for a Bloodmoon. Fighting Gong that last energy. And take that Meowth, actually. I think that's our path. Unless we somehow get a hand disrupt. Because our opponent completely forgot about Battle Cage. Yeah, we win. Ultra aggressive turn 1. A mistake by our opponent with that pop of the Dust Noir with the Battle Cage in play. Now, I haven't searched, because we really haven't done much search. But we have 2 Tyrogues in play, plus the Lunatone with all free retreat. So yeah, I think with the Meowth play, as long as we get as long as we get a Bloodmoon out of the Poké Pad, we're fine. Alright. Yeah, we have both Bloodmoons in deck. Oh, our opponent's gonna be so mad once we pull this combo off here. Oh, our opponent's gonna be so mad. But this is why I love this deck. It's such an aggressive aggro style build where it just punishes fighting with Pokemon in this format. We took 4 prizes off Meowths. And didn't even get our opponent an opportunity to get a Dragapult. Now, they were a little slow in the draw on their setup, which they missed a turn. But we just took hard advantage of our aggro build here to defeat a Dragapult in 4 turns. So let's go do another match to see how we do. Alright, we're going second again. We have a Tyrogue lead, which is perfect. And our opponent has Mulligan, so let's see what we get here. We are looking at a Dragapult Combustionless. So another Dragapult here. Okay. Let's see, can we take advantage of this here? We see a Torchic. Do they put anything else down, or do we go Ultra Aggro and try to... Nope, they put stuff down. So we don't need to go Ultra Aggro here. But we do want to try to take a Torchic KO to slow down on one of their engines. But we're not going to go too hard with the concept here. But getting a Buddy-Buddy helps a lot. So we're going to play the long game with them here. Let's Gong or Solrock, because the Solrock can get the KO, get everything else put together this turn. There we go. Okay, so Let's Lillie for fresh 8. We just need an energy out of this. We got plenty of energy out of this. That's awesome. We're going to hold on to the Premium Power Pro for another turn. I'm going to use our retreat here. And I think let's just take the Cosmic Beam, turn 1 KO on the Torchic here. Take the prize. And we have the Blood Moon with the energy in hand. So we could put pressure on a Draclock that doesn't get evolved if they don't rare candy this turn. Again, ultra aggressive strategies here. I think my computer not wanting to show card arts. I think with fighting a meta that's so Dragapult oriented, I think an ultra aggressive strategy is not bad. I think just going and just trying to punch him in the face as quick as possible is something that works, for lack of better terms. It just straight out works in this format. Because like now, unless they retreat into the Badoo, we're going to try to take out the one Pokemon that has an energy attached to it. But man, they set up again. So we'll see. Do they go and try to item lock us? I think they are. They are. Okay. So unless we top deck a boss, I think we just, again, take the Badoo prize here and kind of just sit on a hand. Okay. We have options now. And I think I want to take those options. Because the Badoo doesn't bother me a lot. To be 100% honest with you. Because we have multiple ways of knocking it out. Oh, meant to click that button. There we go. So let's take... I know they have a Dragapult in hand. I know that. But I don't want them to have 2 Dragapults on the board. So they're going to take 3 prizes next turn. I'm more or less conceding that idea. Because they're going to take out 2 Tyrogues. They're going to take out the Ursaluna. But they would have to get 2 energy. So they would have to evolve Rare Candy, Blaziken, and have the 2 energy in hand. So this is a situation where I'm not necessarily upset with this. Because now they're really digging. I think they are trying to do exactly that play. Okay. Poké Pad means Dragalock. Nope, they're just grabbing another monkey. They're just thinning out. Okay. Yeah, they're thinning. We're going to use the Flip Trick for the Rare Candy, probably. Uh-huh. Do they have it? So we know the fire energy's in the discard because they used it as retreat a couple turns ago. Because we have another boss in hand. Nope, they don't have it. So I think what I need to do is set up knockouts. Actually, I want to keep that Fez for end game here. You know what? I'm just going to punch into it. 130 to it isn't the worst thing in the world here. Because it does set up future Blood Moon turns. Because they're just going to have to damage on it, which will guarantee the KO. Because taking the 2 prizes from that Pheasantipity is alright. But it didn't really advance. It wouldn't have really advanced anything for us. I'd rather finish the game by taking that out. I have to assume he's going to get the Fire Energy this turn. And he's going to take 3 prizes. Which opens up our bench. And keeps our draw engine in play. Because we could Gong for energy, Night Stretcher. That gives us 2 to 3 energy. We need Lillie and kind of a couple other pieces. But we also would have to. Well, we have 1 Tyrogue that will survive. But if they don't really. Oh wait, they're gonna take 4 prizes. Yep. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Kind of knew that when we set up the Tyrogue without having the Battle Cage in play. We just haven't ran into it for this matchup. So, yeah, saw that coming a mile away. But if we knock out, we have the items in hand to really pull out that potential play. So we'll just put a Solrock up. We have the engine. Let's see what we can get here. Well, there's the 1 piece of it. We're just going to go all in on this combo here. Okay. Alright, we're going to get 6 cards here. We did need the Premium Power Pro here. And we got what we needed. I don't want to burn the energy because we don't need a draw right now. So we're going to get the KO. We have the Survival Bracer, so we can't get 1 shot. And we grabbed another Ursaluna from hand with the 2 energy. So we've used 2 bosses. So now we kind of just have to power through and hope we get a couple pieces here. Yeah, the Risky Ruins, that's fine. So they're looking for a Dragapult and a Combustion to kind of get that Dragapult powered up in 1 turn. Which I believe they have all the resources they need for that play, so I'm not too worried. A Crispin would have done the same thing. They failed the Ultra Ball. That's interesting. Okay. Are they trying to thin their hand down? I don't know what they're trying to do here. They just got rid of both those pieces. Why? Do they just have an abundance of resources in their hand? It's making me say yes if they just discarded a Combustion just to play a Combustion. Or Combustion, a Blaziken. Ah, the special red card, yes. Okay. Oh. into not a bad set of combinations here. Oh, their Risky Ruins trying to pop our Survival Bracer. Okay, I see you. Oh man, Dragapult just has everything. Because they're gonna put the 20 damage on this Bloodmoon, bypassing her Survival Brace. And now we're really at a point where we really don't have any options, especially since we just got red carded. And keeping the 10 just out of safety for next turn. Oh my gosh. Well, we're doing the best we can here. This is a good match back and forth here. Oh. Just have to kind of grab an energy and just see what we get off this energy here. So I think now, since that red card really hurt us. I guess we Poké Pad. You know what? I'm gonna take the Shaymin out. I'm gonna Carmine resources, but 20, right? You know what? I really don't have any other options here. So we're just gonna try to take resources out. Yeah, I had a feeling. Battle Cage is too little too late, unfortunately. And unless we go crazy on this Tyrogue here, we lost. And we don't. We just ran out of steam against Dragapult. So we'll just give our opponent the opportunity just to take the prizes and move on. I'm not going to concede on them. They played a really good match, so I want to give them the roses. There, okay, that works too. That's a way to get your last prize. So yeah, that's... I think we played that as well as we could. The red card really turned that table. So, but this is why I think an aggressive strategy does really well against Dragapult, because it really put them in a situation where they had to respond quickly. So let's go see if we can face a non-Dragapult deck to see how we do against them. Alright, we're going second, meeting with Shaymin. So let's see how we do here and what we face off against. Solrock Fez does not tell me much. But don't really have a lot here. Let's go and grab a Lunatone with that. That's not going to give us much information. We could Fighting Gong for a Bloodmoon, get 2 energy on there, Lillie, and try to just move some pieces around this turn. And to really try to put pressure onto that Solrock before they can really put a lot of pressure on in terms of their engine. Because, I mean, the whole point of this deck is super aggro. We want to try to take knockouts quick and efficiently. So let's see what's in the deck here. We have 1 energy prized. Okay. We can live with this. I think I'm willing to live with this. So let's go with it. Want to gong another thing out of the deck. Let's gong our Solrock. And then let's Lillie for 8. Okay. We miss out on the Air Balloon, so we really can't do much this turn. I'll put a Tyrogue in so we have a free Retriever for next turn. And I'm just going to end turn here. Kind of make our opponent do something with a Shaymin. And then we can start kind of getting our Lunatone engine up and running next turn. We didn't play a Power Plus, so we didn't waste anything that turn. So the Shaymin lead it's great. Having the Shaymin, the one-up Shaymin helps in certain matchups, like with Starmie and Zeraoras and stuff. But just not having the opportunity to get out. Alright, so this is a Mega Lucario deck. And we're not seeing any Riolis yet. So we really need to start putting pressure. Really starting to put pressure. Because they have energy in the discard pile for that Lucario. There's the Riolu. So ideally, poking a Solrock into a Mega Lucario would be like the ideal play. Yeah, okay, he's making us having to figure out our Shaymin problem. I get it. Alright, we'll put a Bangle on this Solrock. I'll get rid of the Battle Cage. I don't think the Battle Cage is going to hurt or help us in this scenario. I want to keep the gongs for later. Okay. Let's Poké Pad for our Lunatone. And let's Lunar Cycle. Because here's the thing I don't want to do, is I really don't want to give him a Bloodmoon Ursaluna so quickly. That's my biggest concern. You know, we have plenty of Tyrogues to burn, so I feel like giving a Tyrogue this turn isn't the worst thing in the world. Because then it just softens up the Solrock for another turn. Yeah, that 40 puts everything in consideration there. Sorry. So, what I'm thinking here, what I'm hoping here, is that, yep, and it goes into the active somehow, which Solrock having a single retreat is there. So, because I'm willing to give up 2 prizes for the free prize in a couple turns, and having another Bloodmoon in hand with ways to get energy, I'm okay with that. Because once this Lucario is gone, I'm not as concerned, to be quite honest with you. Because then we just pop, pop, pop. But with the Lucario, we will also have to set up Lucario. Like, poking with the Solrock is what we'll need. So I'm okay. Like, this whole single prize trade is definitely to our advantage here. This Solrock will eventually matter because we're going to be on odd prizes at one point. Because, I mean, there's no difference between taking 6 and 7 out of that combination there. That is true. But we want to make sure that when we do it, one, I want to always have a free retreater. Tyrogue as a free retreater is absolutely amazing. Let's grab that Lucario. Actually, I like my hand. I don't want to burn the energy. So we're going to Cosmic Beam for the 100 and see what our opponent does with that. I mean, setting up, making us go through 2 Lucarios is going to be rough. I will say that. But it's not impossible. Not ideal, but it's not impossible. But next turn, just Bloodmoon for 3 prizes and see what our opponent does. Alright, there's a boss in hand. So we just have to make sure we have a board state next turn that's going to be boss proof. And we can get there. We very well could. By setting up another Bloodmoon, potentially. We'll take a little bit of maneuvering, but it's doable here. Alright, so I'm just going to put the Bloodmoon up. I'm going to kind of show what we're going to do here. And then I am going to just have another Bloodmoon in the back. Let's Poké Pad. Again, just thinning out a card here. And let's take this Mega. Let's take that Mega KO. Let's take the 3 prizes. There's the Solrock we're going to dig. That's another Mega Lucario waiting to happen, which is a thing, and that's a thing that is very real. So what we can do again is we can just put a Solrock down. Just pop, like poke. This 70 is enough, and just keep this backup Bloodmoon, like as a backup. Because there's no reason for us to go through 2 KOs if we can just kind of set this up. But we will have to get it. We'll have the energy. We'll have the Night Stretcher there. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. Grab the energy. Don't really need these in hand. I'm gonna look at the deck real quick. Energy Retrievals, Survival Braces, 3 energies. Okay. Let's take the last Pokemon out of deck just for safety. Put another Retreater onto the bench. And then let's get ourselves 6 cards here. And since we have the Energy Retrieval in hand, let's Lunar Cycle because we have the turn. Okay. Okay. We'll pop the 70 and hold the Premium Power Pro and see what happens. Worst case scenario is I boss that Bloodmoon and we kind of have to scramble for a couple turns here. Oh, never mind. They just Ice Cream Cone that damage right off. Alright, they're setting up a Gust. They're setting up a Gust play, which doesn't feel great. But they already bossed, so I don't know why they set up the Gust. Yeah, saw that coming. They're gonna Mega Brave. So we have a couple options. I think we used up all our stretchers. Okay. I mean, they're still going to have to take three KOs from us, so we have 3 turns to do 340 damage onto this Mega Lucario. So we have to kind of figure out what we need to do. Oh! They did not just give that to us. Okay, okay. Pause. Pause here. Okay, so we're not going to be doing as much as I would like. So do we boss for prizing and just take 2 prizes and hope we get another boss? I think we do that. I think we boss to take some prizes here because we can't really take care of this Lucario right now. So we do that. We'll take 2 prizes. And if we can get a 3rd boss. I don't know why he didn't want to Mega Brave. Because the 160 wouldn't have done anything long term on here. I forget, and I'm going to say this because I don't memorize my lists as much as I should. I don't know if we play 2 or 3 bosses. This is getting into a very interesting scenario here, where we're just 1 card away from really popping off. And we don't have the boss. We're going to have to go through a Mega Lucario, which isn't going to be the greatest. It's going to be a very slow punching situation. But he's just refusing the Mega Brave, which is very interesting. I mean, I get it. You can't use Mega Brave next turn, but you could have easily taken 2 prizes instead of 1 there for honest. So, alright. Ultra Ball. Let's search here. Let's use the Ultra Ball to search. There is a boss in the deck. There is a boss in the deck. Okay. There is a boss in the deck. Let's just bump their stadium for the sake of bumping their stadium. La 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 la. Let's Lunar Cycle. Don't get the boss this turn. I don't want to burn the Premium Power Pros because we'll need it whenever we get the Meowth. So what I'm going to do is we're going to Lillie. We're going to thin out this turn. We're going to thin. No, we can't thin. Okay. Well, we're going to thin the hand at least. That's fine. I want to retreat. I'm just going to poke here just to see how much damage we can get on this Lucario. Okay, we're putting 70 on it, which isn't horrible. We really need to keep this Tyrogue alive when we do find our boss. As we Night Stretcher. Oh. I'm not worried about that Lucario anymore. We have our target, which is one of these two guys. Actually, it's probably the Solrock. It's the safest answer. So we really need to... we need to believe in the heart of the cards, folks. It's really the answer right now. It's believe in the heart of the cards. Survival Brace can get us a turn. Alright. We just barely miss out on it. That's fine. Okay. Just gonna do 100 to the Lucario here. Hope they don't have the Hariyama. If they do, that's game. Because Carmines don't really help us. Because we would have decked out if we tried to Carmine. So we have 1 in 4 chance of getting a boss next turn if we even get a next turn. Oh, the Survival Brace coming in clutch right now. Come on. Get us the boss. No, just the energy. Oh no, Energy Retrieval does do good enough here. Okay. We have a 2/3 chance of hitting the boss. Oh no, we had a 100. I don't know why. I always think Lunar Cycle does 2, and it gives you 3 cards. And we are going to take Cosmic Beam KO for the win. The single prize Survival Brace strategy got us exactly what we needed. It took all 60 cards, but we got there. So a little fun deck there. Love it. It has, like, you see how resilient it can be, how aggressive it can be, and how it can really make these multi-prizers, especially these mega decks, really struggle on taking 6 prizes, even if they're Dragapult. You saw that today as well with the 2 Dragapult matchups we did. So If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much, guys. We appreciate it. Don't forget to give the video a like. That's the least we can ask. That's all we ask, is just liking the video. Helps us see what type of content you guys like. We have a whole bunch of more videos in the queue. We're just constantly grinding away with fun, interesting ideas. And we hope you guys are enjoying it, because we truthfully are as well. With that being said, guys, thank you again. And as always, have fun playing those sneaky decks.